Karen Stultz, former people pleaser and self-doubter, and now a six-figure mindset coach for online, or mentor for online coaches, which I am so thrilled to have you here with me, Karen. You are such a pleasure, fun and interesting and informative, enlightening.
Oh, that's so kind of you, Kimberly. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is wonderful. I love your program.
Thank you so much for your encouragement, your support, and for being here today. The first time we had a little glitch, so this time we're gonna we trust that it's gonna be perfect, which it was perfect last time, but we didn't get to really highlight and showcase you, which is what I really want to do and why I wanted to do it again, to just reveal the many gifts and the talents that you bring to your coaching and your mentoring practice with others. And I've had the honor and pleasure of experience a little taste of that. Well, actually a good portion, but I just feel like there's so much more there. And I just want people, whether you are either starting to coach or not even a coach, but maybe thinking it's something you aspire to be, or you're an experienced coach and you just want to go to the next level. I want to delve and give Karen, I know she's fully capable of the opportunity of just kind of speaking to you, to give you some of the insights that would help you to find your mentor, or to know that she is your mentor. And so, Karen, can you just share with us, I know we've visited this, but for those who haven't heard it, how you went from a people-pleasing self-doubter to now this six-figure mindset coach or mentor?
We're having a hard time with that coach and mentor.
Yeah, it's me. I'll figure it out. I'll get it.
Maybe I'll explain a little bit of why I call that. But first, to answer your question, I want to honor your question. So thank you. Basically, I didn't know that I was a people pleaser. I didn't know that I had a lot of self-doubt. I just knew that I was not totally happy.
That's it. Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on or why. And people would say, well, you know what, stop saying you're sorry all the time. And I thought, well, what is wrong with that? I am sorry that other people are feeling the way they're feeling. That hurts me, right?
Yeah, we all do it.
And simply because I said I'm sorry does not mean that I am apologizing for the situation. I'm apologizing for your feeling about the situation. And therefore, why should I stop? Okay, so basically I wanted to tone things down by saying I'm sorry. I didn't go any further. And they could interpret that any way they did, and it usually toned things down. So that was creating the people pleasing. And then I said, okay, I am starting this coaching, and it was coaching. I went and I studied coaching. I got my certifications up the yin yang of coaching certifications.
And you have.
And it totally. And I finally realized, because coaching is fantabulous, absolutely fantabulous. But the way I was taught, it was a case of knowing that everything we need to know is inside of us already, and it just takes a coach to pull it out. Well, that's fine, except that I was brought up, don't ask questions. Don't ask the questions. You don't want to make people feel more badly about themselves. So don't ask. Well, how are you going to get the information if you don't ask the question? So I was in a real conundrum, and the people pleasing was coming in there, and what it came down to was I didn't trust myself.
That is so embedded in us, most of us. I would say all of us, except for those who've done the work.
And it is the work. And you have to come to terms with the fact that this may possibly be the situation, probably is. And what are you willing to do about it? Because as we were, Kimberly and I were talking a little bit before, and indeed, we do always have a choice. We always have a choice. And I have a lot of people who will say, Karen, no, I have no choice. And I say back, you may not have choices about your circumstances. You have choices about how you respond and react to those circumstances.
Absolutely.
I far prefer response as to reaction. That's where we get into trouble. So with all of that said, that's why mentor. When I realized that the coaching was simply asking the right questions that may or may not be helpful. Because for me personally, it was like, all right, I think I know the questions to ask, but what you are asking are things that I've already asked 100 times. What do you see? What do you see in me that I am missing? And that's where a mentor comes in. Would you like to see what I see? Would you like some feedback on that? But as a mentor, and being a little pushy as I am, it's like, all right, I'm going to tell you whether you want to hear it or not. I'm going to tell you.
I don't think that's pushy, but okay.
you can accept it. You can put it on the shelf for later, or you can throw it out altogether. Whatever is right for you is right for you.
Yeah.
And there is no judgment. When you come to me, there is a judgment-free zone. And if that judgment shows up at all, which it does in all of us.
Absolutely.
I give my clients permission to say, hey, Karen, I think you're judging me. Then we can really talk about it.
Thank you. Thank you for that, especially for the clarification of the coaching in your mind as opposed to the mentor. And it brings to my mind that that's the combination that I've been using as well without realizing the difference. In my mind, it was all coaching. But yeah, it didn't make sense to me to ask people questions that they don't know how to answer, or they just don't know. And yeah, we're want to pull it out of them. Sometimes it takes a different mindset to be able to access that. And that's where I see you're calling that the mentorship, when you, as you put it, being pushy, but I just being, I guess I am pushy too.
Well,
I want them to get this growth, I want them to experience it. And so, yeah, I will push.
And sometimes it's so important for that. It really is, because we don't know what we don't know. So it's also in the Awesome Life Success system that I offer, and my business is Awesome Life Success. And my podcast is Awesome Life Podcast. And why all this friggin' awesome?
Because that's what we are. And I want you to go into that. I want to give this disclaimer first.
Oh, yes.
And then we're going to go into your awesome everything, because you've got a great package there, and I want everybody to hear about it. Before we get there, I just want to say, give this disclaimer that this is a general discussion about mental health. It is not to be interpreted as specific advice in a specific situation. Every situation can be unique, and this is not meant to replace your psychiatrist or medical doctor. That's important that you recognize that or realize that. While we're sharing very valuable, wonderful information, we hope that it will help you when you go to your doctor. They'll say, you're good. or, you know, but it's in conjunction. It's supplemental. And so now,
Thank
that said, we want to hear about this awesome system and awesome life podcast, which are both out of this world. I really, yeah, I have a great appreciation for them both. So share, please.
Well, I know you've been one of my awesome guests, and it's wonderful what you share too, Kimberly. It's amazing. And indeed, we want to make sure, I love your disclaimer, because I want to make sure that people do understand that if you have a mental, a psychiatrist or a medical doctor treating you for something, yes, coming to people like Kimberly or myself can be helpful. But I always say, no, I will not touch you without a doctor's prescription, so to say, a doctor's okay, and have them sign a waiver that my work is not going to be detrimental to their work.
Yes.
So with that said, you have to really be careful. So awesome. Yes. I spent so many years. I started in this world of coaching in 2001. So I've been around. I've seen them
21 years
and change, and the coaching world has changed. So in actuality, by my definition, most people are actually mentoring rather than the coaching, but that's okay. It is a fascinating world to be in, and I was getting nowhere. I mean, I had the certifications. I did my coaching school for a year, 2 years, and I got my hypnotherapy degree and NLP master, and I was going nowhere. Why? Because I didn't trust myself. I didn't have the experience that I felt I needed. So I kept looking and buying other programs and saying, maybe this is it. But guess what? I didn't trust myself, so I never followed through on the program. I just wasted, I won't even go into how much.
Thousands of dollars. My heart is just pounding right now, because I know that there are thousands, if not tens of thousands, of coaches out there that are doing, have done, are in that same area, that same situation, doing the same thing. This is,
yeah. And yeah, we're not alone. We're absolutely not alone. There are far more coaches who are not succeeding in the way they want to. And I work with lifestyle. So being able to create that lifestyle and in the coaching realm and have good money coming in at the same time. But it wasn't until 2018 that finally clicked. And I said, okay, this is not working. Do I really, truly want to do this? And the alternative was to go and get a job. And I can remember I was volunteering in a school. I was volunteering around, but what fueled me, what made me want to do something, was to get a paycheck.
Hello, that's what we need. That's how we flourish or do what we want to do. That's the motivator for life, right?
Exactly.
To be able to enjoy it, go vacations, whatever, buy gifts. Yeah.
Or just pay your bills.
Yeah,
just pay your bills.
Yeah.
Whatever that money would mean for you. And I did not feel that I was being honored, respected, if I did not receive that income. So
yeah, so true. I mean, where so many people are.
Yeah. And I remember coming home one day, I had a complete and total meltdown. And I still do, by the way. I'm not always awesome.
I think it's part of the growing process. I think that is a part, and people need to hear that. This is a part, if you're having a meltdown, it doesn't mean that you're hopeless, helpless, no good. Absolutely not. It just means you're at a growing point.
Absolutely. It is, new level, new devil. It's always there. It's always there.
You're gonna have to unpack that one. New level, new devil. Being that devil is lived backwards.
Exactly. I love that. And so I came home and it was one of those things where I gave up. I surrendered. I just said, okay, I'm never going to have this desire, this met. I'm just going to have to find a way to resign myself to being miserable. Because I come from long-lived families. So, 103, 98, 94. You don't even start getting old until
so many areas.
So all right. So I have another bunch of years going for me. And
those of us who take longer get more years to do it.
Yeah. So I just said, okay. I to the divine, I said, please help me resign myself. I give up. I'm never going to have the desires. I'm going to die in total debt. My family is going to find out. I'm going to be shamed beyond belief. And they are going to be angry with me after I'm dead because I haven't paid my bills. And going for a job is not going to pay my debt.
Wow. That's a surrender. That's a perfect example of surrender. Wow.
So anyway, it was just laying it all out and crying and felt sorry for myself. But what else was I going to do? I had to find a way to live and resign myself to never being happy. Okay.
That's the bottom. Is that the bottom?
That was at that point. Yeah. And it was fascinating. I actually wrote it down. And that's also when I found out that writing things down make a big difference.
Wow.
So I wrote it down. I said, all right, I guess this is it. Find a way to help me deal with this. The phone started ringing. It was like, excuse me? People called and said, Karen, I am so sorry I was not there for you. I am here for you now. I had people calling me saying, Karen, you helped me so much 15 years ago. 15 years ago and you never told me? Okay, I need you now. I need you. And it was like, okay. And then I went through all my metaphysical connections that I use to communicate with the divine. And it was all right, girl, you've reached the rock bottom. Now it's time to show up and be there. You surrendered. That's what we were waiting for you to be open to awareness and allowing and to be awesome. And that's where the awesome came in. The A is for awareness and allowing, but we are multifaceted people.
Get your pen and paper and write this down. The A is for awareness and allowing. This is going to spell out awesome. This is beautiful.
Yeah. And we are multifaceted people. We there is no such thing as a balanced life. It is just what you focus on a little bit more at this time as opposed to that time. And so it's all good. But when you are living with awareness and allowing, wellness, you are appreciating your physical and mental environment. You are in tune with spirit, or at least know how to communicate. When you are organized, and I am always working on that to become a little bit more organized. I'm a great workaround person. I just did something in my Awesome Success Facebook page where I set up the page incorrectly, so I can't stream from Zoom to it. There's no way that allows me to do that at the moment, but I'll find a way around, and which I did. I ended up just streaming on Zoom, and I'll upload it to Facebook. Okay, that's fine. Great workaround. Oh, it might take a little bit longer, but it's what I wanted to do. And it also opened up the ideas of what else is possible. What else? What else is
Always has
possible?
a purpose.
And then, of course, money. Money is what we all strive for. It is the currency to allow us to live our awesome life. It is the currency to allow us to give more. The more people we serve, the more money we make, the more people we can serve. It makes a wonderful, wonderful circle of gratitude and joy. And when we release the worry about money, our stress goes really almost non-existent. It's so awesome. When we're not worried about money, we can do so much more because we can hire more people to help us. So we are not stressed. And we can live the lifestyle business that we want. And the final E of awesome is to enjoy and have fun. So always be aware and allow whatever the circumstance is. And we have the choice to respond in a way that works for us. And if it is responding to a situation that is not enjoyable, we can walk away. We can voice what our thoughts are and walk away. We can ask for a conversation to get more clarity. We have choices. There are always at least 3 choices in any situation. And celebrate, enjoy. I mean, everything is supposed to be, if not totally easy, fun.
Yes.
And let's be honest, Kimberly, it isn't always fun. Heaven knows, as I was trying to get this Zoom meeting up and over onto Facebook, that was not fun. Howsoever, the satisfaction of figuring out a way of getting it done made me smile. And that is fun to figure out. It's like puzzle pieces. I love Sudoku. I'm not too good at jigsaw puzzles, but it's the puzzle pieces going together. And if this isn't quite right, what else is there? Let's do the easy way. And the way we look at things.
I love it.
Like, all right. My go-to was, I don't enjoy doing dishes. That is not a favorite of mine. And where we live in the middle of the woods in Maine, and we're on a well, and sometimes it's dry, like we are now. And I don't want to use a lot of water, right? So I hand washed instead of using my dishwasher, until I got smart and realized that the dishwasher actually doesn't use as much water as my hand water. But anyway, that's another story. Yes, you can always
We
change.
live and learn all the time, right?
Change the perspective, change your truth. It's a motto of mine. What are the other possibilities? And change your perspective, change your truth. But in this particular case, I don't enjoy doing the dishes. So I let the dishes pile up. And then I'd be too tired at night to do them. But knowing and getting it in my head that I felt a whole lot better when I got up in the morning, not facing a sink of dirty dishes. I thought, how can I make this fun? Well, I can do it a little bit earlier. I'm going to turn on some music. I can dance around. I can think of the satisfaction of coming down in the morning and feeling good because I have a clean kitchen. These are all fun things. They don't cost money. But
such great advice. I mean, such great story too, because I bet you there's everybody watching this will be able to relate to that. I know I totally relate to it, and because I have that same struggle. But I love your remedy.
So finding the way that works for you, and that's really what is important, because we're all unique, right, Kimberly?
Absolutely.
You and I are very similar in a lot of ways, and it's kind of like, woohoo, we are all right. We're simpatico. This is great, but we're not the same person.
Right.
There is no one.
Unique.
We're still unique. There is no one else out in the world that is your exact same person, even your quote doppelganger. We are not.
What's the doppelganger?
Oh, I'm sorry. A doppelganger. There is a thought process that there is somebody out there that looks and acts just like you. Somewhere in the 80 million billion people out there, someone is your identical twin out there. And no, they may look like, they may act like, but nope. Even twins, even identical twins
are different. Yeah.
Are different.
Yeah. Because I know that we're unique because there's so many factors that go into each individual. Even like I said, the twins, they don't have the same experiences. And even if they do, they don't experience them in the same way.
Exactly. Oh, I'm so happy you brought that up, because way back when I was a kid, I knew that everybody had their own experiences. I was not cognitive enough to understand what might be going on, but I knew that everybody has their own experience. And when I got into the coaching, it finally began to make sense that indeed I might have had the best day ever, and I am hanging out with great people, and I'm in a mood and an energy that is, I am going to enjoy. I've set the intention, I'm going to enjoy, and I am. And all right, somebody else may have just had an argument with their spouse, or their car broke down and they're a little teed off. And they come in and say, oh, that person said something and that was directed to me, and I don't like that person. They're being a jerk. And I'm looking at it saying, hey, they were just basically saying hi and maybe not teasing you, but yes, teasing, but in a loving way, without any
no intention at all.
Malice, no ill intention, no malice behind it. Just saying, oh, what happened to you? Okay, well, it's none of your blickety blank business. What happened to me? Well, do you think that entire evening or afternoon or occasion would have the same result for either one of us, even though it's exactly the same?
Yeah. The situation, circumstances, and conditions are the same, but the person experiencing them completely different.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And so hanging on to those wonderful things and knowing that your intentions are very powerful. And yeah.
Can you give us, because you did a beautiful explanation of the awesome system, the awesome life system, but can you give us like AWE, just one word or one or two words, but that AWESOME. I know I have money and enjoy for the last two. Awesome. I mean, awareness and allowing for the A, and wellness, appreciating our physical and mental wellness. And then, but the E and the S and the O, I didn't.
Okay. The E, the next E after W is for environment. Your physical and your mental environment. If you're running around multitasking, trying to get 6 things done at once, your mental environment is not going to be as productive as it could be. And if your physical environment was cluttered or is cluttered, and again, you have to experience yourself, but if you're open and allowing, if you are feeling cloudy and heavy and whatnot, try cleaning your physical environment a little bit. Right. And going through that pile of magazines, putting the newspapers out, getting all of those how-tos that you collect, getting the books that you, and I say this with all love because I've done it all, and I still do, I have to admit, full disclosure, I have piles of paper that, oh my gosh, this is great information and I need it. But if I'm not able to access it, organization, it doesn't help. So
do you have any organizational tips, like a person who's organizer, or, because I'm sure 90% of the people that are listening to this may have the same challenge. I know I do. I'm what you're saying. I can say the same thing. Yeah, that's great. Okay, where do I put it? Where I can put my hands on it?
Yeah. So what I did and still do is let it be there for a little while. And then when I notice myself getting a little cloudy, a little heavy, I ask Spirit, what do I need to do?
That's so perfect. Perfect. Because everybody can do that. I mean, you ask Spirit, and when you ask, then you got to pay attention for the answer, and it can come right audibly.
Yeah, audibly or intuition, or, oh, that's an idea. Maybe I don't know that that's going to work, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, great.
And
excellent.
Just be open and allow and receive. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I will tell you, there was all of my work I have tried on myself or on my clients and so the things work, but depending upon where you are, one works more than another, perhaps. So in this particular case, this story, I had just heard of, oh shoot, what is her name? What is her name? My goodness, my mind is, bear with me here.
Okay.
Louise Hay. Louise Hay.
Oh, Louise Hay, yes.
Yeah, Louise Hay of Hay House. And
did the same thing the other day.
Isn't that terrible? But you know what? The good news about that is it's been with me forever. And therefore, when I get older and I forget names. I do apologize. I don't want to forget names.
Charge it to the head, not to the heart.
It is what it is.
Okay.
My intention is to love you, and I hope you feel that.
Absolutely.
Even if I call you George. You know? But it was interesting because I didn't know anything about Louise Hay. I was not a self-help person. I always knew that what I needed would show up. And therefore I didn't have to struggle finding out the information. And so anyway, I was in a coaching class and somebody had mentioned You Can Heal Your Body, which is part of You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And I went on to Amazon and I could get the book, you know, it's like $6 or something. And I thought, well, you know what? The mind, body, spirit situation, everything is possible. Do I believe it? No, but I am open to allowing the possibility. Okay.
Open and allowing.
So I'm trying to find it in here. I keep it in my desk drawer, and I also keep it in my purse for different people. But I was sitting there having my coffee in the morning, and all of a sudden my neck got stiff. I was fine. And all of a sudden my neck got totally stiff to the point that I couldn't move it without pain.
Wow.
I thought, well, what's going on here? And my first question was, who does this belong to? Obviously, it's not mine because I haven't done anything except sat here like a lump on a log, and I can't move my neck all of a sudden. I was, but I can't. So then I said, well, you know what? This book just came to me yesterday. Go look up what it is, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
So it was a stiff neck, and what came up, what it says, was refusing to see other sides of a question, stubbornness and inflexibility. And I said, excuse me? Excuse me? I am more open-minded, more flexible, always looking for the other side. What are the other possibilities than anybody else I know? This is bull hockey. And my neck got stiffer and stiffer. And I said, okay, all right. I said I'd be open to the possibility. So what are the other possibilities? And it came in, oh, maybe I am blocking off myself from this possibility. Would I do anything differently? Probably not. Am I seeing their side of it? Definitely not. So maybe that's what this is all about. Okay. All right. So maybe I'm not allowing that. Okay. My neck is fine.
Wow.
My neck was fine immediately. And it was like, dang, this stuff works.
What a perfect example and story. That's
so, and if you
have,
haven't,
so many of us are there. I mean, I would say everybody, unless you grew up with this and you live it and breathe it, and that's about not even 1% of the population of the 8 billion people. And so this is beautiful to thank you for sharing that perfect example, because we all have been there and or will be there if we haven't been there, and may even be there right now.
that it it opened up the possibility that all of everything is interconnected, our mind, body, spirit, our thoughts. And that's part of the beginning of the Awesome Life Success System, is to be aware of our thoughts, write them down. And by the way, I had mentioned I wrote them down. Here I go. In any case, I have beautiful journals, all for different things. And I'm not a writer. I avoided writing like you would not believe. I have dyslexia, and I was so ashamed because it was not diagnosed until I was 52.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Wow.
and then it was diagnosed, and it was like, what do I do about it? There's no magic pill. Why are you doing this to me? And what can I do about it? Well, I taught myself, so I can be proud of that because I figured it out on my own, and I'm doing everything that they gave.
That's a book. That is a book. Because what the first thing that came to my mind when you didn't find out until you were 52 and you had already accomplished so much, that it was to help you appreciate what you accomplished so you can help others who are suffering. They may know they're dyslexic, or, yeah, absolutely. That's your book.
I have to think about
You can
that.
even have a ghostwriter. I mean, somebody to write it for you, and
Oh, that's a great idea. I am considering doing something of that sort. So thank you for that validation. And that is something that is still important to me as a self-doubter, reformed, yes. But isn't it nice when you get validation that what you're doing is really making a difference in the world?
And we don't have to be a self-doubter to appreciate validation. I think it's a part of our human nature to appreciate a validation. And also, it's just a way for us to support and encourage each other, which we can do. I mean, there's no bad in it. That's what I want to say. There's no bad in it. There's nothing that you need to feel bad about. The person who's being appreciated and validated, and the person who's given the validation, it's all good.
It is good. It's all about intention. It really is.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted to share that that's what spoke to me from what you said.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that validation. Yes, indeed. That really did help me understand why I did not write things down. Because if I went back and looked at them later, it was like, oh my gosh, Karen, oh my gosh. And that went out into the public. Oh my word. And now it doesn't matter.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't. It didn't then, and it doesn't now.
People might have judged. People might have judged me, but that's fine. I found a mentor, not a mentor. He was a speaking coach, and he said, whatever you do, when you make copy or a lead page or a brochure, make sure there are mistakes in it, because that
Wow.
shows that you're human.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I'll say that one more time, just so that people know what they hear it, because I was wowing through it, but because it is wow. But go say it again.
Yeah. So whatever you do, don't worry about any mistakes that might be in it, because it shows that you're human. And if the people come back at you and say, oh, you left the period off, or that should have been a comma, or you have a run-on sentence, or that's misspelled. Well, and your point is, you don't want to hear the message that I'm putting out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that, because, hopefully that will be an opportunity for that person to learn about judging. You don't need it. it's not serving you.
Yeah.
Because
And
you're
if they-
missing the message.
And if they leave your list, they leave your list. And if
Yeah,
they're
they're
ready
lost.
to come back, they can come back anytime.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
it's fine. It's fine. We're doing the best we can. And does that mean that you don't want somebody to read over what you've written? Does that mean that you're not going to hire somebody to help you? Absolutely not. But don't worry about it. Don't dwell on it. Oh, it
Yeah.
could have been better. Well, yeah, next time make it better. Cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't stress out about it.
yeah. That's beautiful. I love that. I think that right there frees so many people. And I want to just take it a step further. What you were saying, and you probably would say this to yourself. All the worrying and the doubting and it's not serving us or anybody else. It's just no purpose. I mean, no good purpose for it. And so thank you for sharing and all of that.
Well, may I go on? Do we have time?
Please.
So basically, I just fought all these things. I thought all my gratitude at night. I'm so grateful for today, and I thought it and I felt it, and it was wonderful. And I set my intentions for the night. I intend to sleep comfortably and completely and awaken refreshed at whatever hour I chose in the morning. And I thought it was all in my head. But until I started writing it down in these multiple journals, I have a journal for complaining hugely. I have a journal for my business plans. I have a journal for my classes that I take and all of the wonderful tidbits that I get from all the people I meet. And I have another journal for gratitude. And until I started writing these down, and every night or every 3 nights, let's be honest, I'm not as good as I might be. But I'm human.
Over the years, it's consistent.
It is. It's consistent. And the fact is that if I write down at least 5 things in the morning and at night, or just the morning or just at night, whatever works for you, because it's your life, things started changing dramatically. Wow. And when I have the complaining journal, I have beautiful journals for the other things, but for my complaining journal, I don't want to waste a beautiful journal for my anger and frustration and dang it and like I did when I had the meltdown. I use one of those school composition books,
the black and white.
The black and white ones, and I write in there, and that way I can rip out the pages a couple of days later, leave them in there, let spirit know that you really meant it and your emotions are there. But getting it out of your body.
I love that way of honoring your feelings, good and bad. I mean, the ones
writing it down and getting it out of your body, out of your mind, onto the paper, so you can take a deep breath and say, and so it is.
Yeah. Wow.
And then after a couple of days, and you've seen the transformation that happens when you're open and allowing, aware and allowing, I take that and I rip those pages out and I burn them up. I don't need to keep that negativity around.
That's beautiful. That is such a beautiful share. I love it. I love it. Go back and re-listen to what she said. That was beautiful. Because it honors you. It honors all the different aspects and facets of you. I love that. And as you were speaking,
it is powerful writing it down.
Yeah. In the contrast between sharing it in mentally in your mind and the power, the difference in power for writing it down. What would you say to someone who gets the tap, they get their journal, maybe they had to go find it because the thought came to them, and now where's that journal, or just have to walk into the other room to get it. And by the time you get it and you get your pen and you open up the book, and now you lost your thought. Does that ever happen to you?
Never. The thing to keep in mind is that if it is a thought that you're supposed to have and keep, it will come back. And what can I do so that I will have something with me? All right, well, I have a journal downstairs. I have a journal upstairs. Everywhere I'm looking around here, I have journals all over the place. And therefore, if it's really important, but right next to me where I spend the most time, I have a little
writing pad.
Yeah. And I just write in there any inspiration, and then I transfer it to the journal that I want to hang on to. The other thing that is really powerful are Post-it notes in helping you get that organization. All right, so what do I need to do to put on this podcast? What are the steps that are necessary for me to put on the podcast? All right, first of all, I have to have a platform. Second of all, I need to have a description of what it is. Third, am I doing it with a guest or by myself? And what is my intention of having? That is first and foremost. What is the intention for doing anything that you do? If the intention is to, I'll show you, that's probably not a good intention. If it's an intention of making a difference, yeah.
That's the worthwhile intention that just allows the universe to support it and grow it.
Yeah.
Expand it.
I had a client many years ago. Well, she wasn't a client because I wasn't into this at that point, but she said, I really regret doing this, that, and the other thing. And I said, would you have done anything different given the same place, time, situation, your age? With age comes wisdom. And yes, would you have done anything differently? And they said, probably not, because I didn't know any differently.
Exactly.
So let it go and be grateful that you have learned since then. And if necessary, make an apology.
Yeah. And can I just add something to that?
Please.
This is something that I learned in my 60 plus years of living, and because I used to always regret, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have said that. And what I've come to appreciate is it all happened exactly the way it was supposed to, for the good of everyone involved. We're all here to grow, and that's why things happen, that they happen for us to learn from and grow from.
Yeah. I love that perspective. It really is very powerful. And could they have been differently? Of course, we had choice. Absolutely. Would we make the same choice another time? No. Therefore, we have learned and we can grow from. And how does it get better than that? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out.
I love it. We got to the E for awesome, allowing awareness, wellness, and then environment. And then S.
S is for spirit, the divine, our angels, our guides, are always around us. And I would not have believed that. No way, Jose. But with age comes wisdom, and having evidence. I am a left brain kind of thinker. I do require evidence. Just like with my neck, I needed evidence that this stuff works. And so allowing spirit to come in, and now I have a wonderful partner. I know you know her very well, Kim.
Yes.
Janet
Yeah.
Uribe.
Yeah,
She's amazing. And we have the Magical Tea Party and the Everyday Wholeness Show podcast as well.
Yeah.
But she has helped me open up and hear and see and experience more. And
Beautiful.
this is so cool. Just as you were saying, it's exactly the way it was supposed to be. And when I say, I want to know how to do that for myself. That was my intention.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't want to be reliant on other people. And that's what I do for my clients. It is
help them to be able to support themselves going forward. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And in whatever way is best for them. And of course, you can always come back and ask questions. I'm always there. And I do try and respond, although sometimes it might take me 24 hours because I didn't go into my email until 10 o'clock at night.
You know, we're all human. We're all busy. At least most of us, the ones that are in demand, are busy. And so 24 hours, I think, is perfectly reasonable.
Or just call and leave a message.
If it's urgent, yeah. If it's something you need an answer right now, then call.
Yeah, call and leave a message. I may not, because of where I am, I might not have the
signal.
Well, for whatever reason, I don't know. Sometimes my daughter calls us from Germany every day on WhatsApp. And she goes back and forth between my husband's and my phone. And like this morning, she called. It showed I had a missed video call, but the phone never rang. It never turned on. It never gave me, I had it right next to me. There was no indication. So things happen. Technology happens. Atmospheric issues happen.
Yeah.
And who cares? So what does she do? She calls my husband. And if he doesn't answer, she calls the home line. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there are ways of handling. Why should we get stressed out about the whys of technology? Why doesn't Facebook let me?
In the moment, it's frustrating, but it's still happening exactly the way it's supposed to.
It is, because it's helping us expand. It's helping us learn. It's helping us define, is this important enough to me? And maybe it's even spirit. Is this important enough to me to make the change, to do the research, to make the contacts, to get into the quiet?
Yeah, I love that. And I love that the idea or the thought that this might be spirit drawing me to consult. Okay, I'm at my end. Help me out here. What do I need to do? How do I need to react or respond to this situation? What's going to serve me?
And I have to say, sometimes I'm told, and it's like, excuse me? Excuse me? I did that last week. I used my cards, and my cards all said, you got to take a step back. You got to, I've been doing nothing but stepping back. But apparently I wasn't stepping back in the way that was really going to help me see. And when I finally said, all right, All right. I'm listening to you. Fine, guys. I'm listening to you. I will just do what brings me joy and not worry. And work, by the way, Kimberly, brings me joy. I mean, I love what I do. It is
Yeah.
my lifestyle business, and I have created, and I love what I do. And I love to see my clients taking the steps. But what I had to do was go back to the beginning and not say, yeah, I know that. You don't know it unless it's happening. You don't know it. And I had to acknowledge that and start at the beginning. And that's when everything started changing, and it changed very quickly.
Wow.
And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of
Yeah.
fun along the way, but being able to step back and not say, push, push, push. I need to do this. I need to see this person. I need to make contacts. That everyone tells me I need to do this. And it makes sense. It just makes sense to me that that is a very reasonable thing to do. I would go to networking meetings, and then I would go up against the wall and not meet anybody. Talk about a waste of time and energy. So I had to look at my networking people and say, yeah, it's nice to see people. It's nice to meet people. And I am really pretending that I am doing something good here because I'm networking, right? Isn't that what everyone tells you to do in business, is go out and network?
Well, you were there.
They were not my tribe.
Well, that
Now
was
I
a
know.
lesson.
Now I network with my tribe. And
Mm,
we're not all the same thinking,
right.
but we are all inspirational thinking.
Synergistic energy between you, between
Mhm. What are the
husband.
possibilities?
I
What
love
are the
tea party.
possibilities? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out.
Find out. I love that. What are the possibilities? I don't know, but I can't wait to find out. Love that. So we are at our the top of the hour, and but I do want you to have an opportunity to, if there is one thing that you want to leave with, and I'm going to promote this, if you will, to coaches, because that's who I believe you're speaking to primarily. So what is one thing that you would like to message you would like to give them?
Well, I'd like to offer them, is that okay to make an offer?
Absolutely, please, absolutely.
I would like to offer them to come to the Facebook group, because this is mostly on Facebook, I believe. Come to the Facebook group, Awesome Success. In full disclosure, I do things as bring me joy. And for a long time, Facebook did not bring me a whole lot of joy, but I'm back into it now, and I want to see people thrive, not struggle. Let's get rid of the struggle. Struggling is not a fun place to be. Let's see people thrive and grow and be awesome.
Yeah,
Just be
I love
awesome.
it.
So come to Awesome Success. I would love to have you join us. I am starting this programs. I'm going to put in my beta programs. I'm going to put in there first.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I will have all the details that you give me to put into the description and on the recording, and so that people can follow that, come to your Facebook page and join. And I encourage you to do that as soon as possible. Like as soon as you hear this, go to that description and click on the link and go in there and subscribe. Subscribe and to join and just say, hi, I'm here. I heard the podcast or whatever, you know.
Yeah, listen to my Awesome Life podcast.
Yes,
I have amazing guests like Kimberly.
It
is
does.
so
Oh
great.
my goodness. I'm getting chills every time I think about some of the interviews that I've seen on there. They're really beautiful.
They, it's for women in transition who are not sure where they want to go, what they want to do. They don't know if they want to be coaches. They don't know. So this,
But they've been lawyers, doctors, and all kinds of other things. And so it's a beautiful, there's no transition that's too small or too big. Just
it's never too late, guys. It's never too late. I obviously 2018 and I'm in my 70s, so it's never too late.
wow.
Sorry.
No, I don't I'm speechless. For some reason, it just never registered to me that you would be in your 70s, but it's not a bad thing. It's just, you just glow. You just look radiant, beautiful. 70s looks wonderful on you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
You are as you feel. And when I'm feeling great, it's wonderful. And believe me, there were times when I wasn't feeling great and they were pictures and I'm saying, who is that person?
There was a book that a friend of mine wrote called 70 is the New 40. And I think you reveal that.
Thank you, Kimberly. Really appreciate you and what you're doing for the world, because you are making that difference with this Facebook Live and all of your work. Your Heart Joy work is phenomenal. So thank you.
Thank you. And we'll click that subscribe button and we'll look for you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye for now. I'm going to keep forgetting that it's on here, how to stop it.